My major in college was English, and I chose it because I was really into writing, specifically poetry. And I took like AP English classes in high school, and I really liked it. So I figured I would move into English as a career. It does match my current career. So I study English and I'm teaching English. I think in college, I didn't expect that I would be an English teacher necessarily. I thought maybe I'd be a professional writer, but I am able to use like the skills and the courses that I learned to help teach students now. One of my favorite classes was film as literature. And instead of reading books, we just watched movies and we wrote about them and we discussed them. And it was really interesting because I had never taken an English class like that. And I had never considered movies as a form of like text to be analyzed. I do think if I knew what I know now and that I would have a long-term career as an educator, I think I would have taken more education classes. My freshman year, I took one and I didn't really love it. So I was like, oh, I'm just not going to do much in education. But if I'd known that I eventually be a teacher, I would have continued down that path. Well, it prepared me to be a strong writer and reader. So I guess in a way that helps me like help my students do the same thing. But I do wish that I had taken more courses in like nonfiction. So I focus mostly in literature. I took like British literature and like African American literature and a lot of different courses like that. But I teach an English nonfiction course. So I had to learn everything that the kids needed to know for this class before I could teach it because I didn't study it in college. I think people think like if you study English, you're almost throwing away your college experience. Like it's just like a major that you can't do anything with. But I feel the opposite. I feel like being able to be a strong reader and writer helps set you up to do anything after that. So even when I was in college and I was trying to figure out what I was going to do next, I was considering law school. And I feel like being an English major really prepares you for law school. And so I think people misunderstand that, oh, it's just writing and whatever. You can't use it, but you can use it for everything, to be honest. So I had an English teacher, shout out to Mr. Anderson. He was my AP English teacher 2 years in a row. And he went to the school that I ended up going to, and he studied English at the school that I ended up going to. So I think because he was just such a strong writer and he was really invested in my education, I was able to see myself following his path, and I ended up following his path almost like directly. Um, but yeah, that is what motivated me to do it, having an educator who saw something in me that like reminded them of themselves and kind of supported and mentored and guided me to that. Not to scare anyone off, but it's a lot of reading and writing, like more than you've ever done in your life. So I think I underestimated how challenging the major was. So I was reading maybe two or three 300-page books a week for my classes. And so if you're really interested in English and you enjoy things like that, then you should 100% do it. But it is a huge workload.